What are the top 2 or 3 priorities in terms of areas of the budget or programs where, if you are governor, you're going to support as much funding for those areas as you can?
Let's start with jobs and the economy, because I think there's no issue more important to Floridians. We've got 1 million Floridians out of work. We've got half of the people that are working in Florida are only barely making enough to support their families. So we've got to focus there. And so I would put monies from the state's pension fund up to $500 million as loan guarantees, and I would put that into local banks and credit unions with credit-worthy investments, decisions made by local regional planning authorities, economic development councils, experts, and let's get some help to small business. Let's help the small business people retain their jobs, and let's give them access to credit. As I've been walking the state and listening to small business people, they have no access to credit. The large banks are not loaning them money, even if their businesses are successful. So I want to see, we put a $350 million investment into Lehman Brothers that completely evaporated. Why can't we make loan guarantees available through small financial institutions where the state can earn a fee for those and provide support for existing small businesses? Further, we have the opportunity to invest up to $2 billion of our pension fund in innovative industries. I believe that innovative industry is green energy and conservation and the whole green economy that's growing. In Lakeland, Steve, there's a program where the utility there is providing a solar hot water heater for a consumer at no cost, including the installation. They're renting the rooftop. That's the cheapest form of energy that's available in Lakeland. That is saving CO2 in the environment, it's saving the consumer money, and it's creating jobs. If we convert 3% of our homes in Florida a year with solar, we'll create 40,000 jobs, save 1 million tons of CO2 in our environment, and save consumers up to $1,000 a year. Why aren't we doing that?
Would state government, in essence, have to incent the growth of that renewable energy industry by tax breaks or even some other form of remuneration for that industry to grow?
One of our biggest problems to getting Florida as a leader in this industry, which has enormous potential for Florida, is the utilities. The utilities now, in their rate base, they want a conservation goal of 0.01%. Our southern states, neighboring states, have 1 to 1.5%. I've called for a 2%, which is a realistic conservation goal. And we need to give the utilities the incentive, just like Lakeland Utility has done, to, rather than build a nuclear power plant or another coal plant that's going to pour millions of tons of CO2 into our atmosphere, we need to incent people, and the utilities included, to do solar. Because why? It saves the environment, it saves consumers money, and it creates jobs. We can create hundreds of thousands of jobs. We've got to stand up to the utilities. Part of what I'm talking about is reforming government, is reforming the Public Service Commission. We recently had 4 commissioners on the Public Service Commission that were knocked out because they had the guts to stand up to a rate hike by FP&L. Guess what? If we don't do something on alternative and green energy, we're going to have about a 4 to 5% rate hike in electric every year, meaning that you and I as consumers will be paying in 7 or 8 years an extra $1,000 a year on our utility bill. Now that's crazy, when we could be creating jobs, saving ourselves money, and saving the environment by aggressively moving forward with something that's going to mean tons to our economy going forward.